Hi, in this video I want to teach you how to make this cute little girl's hat. This is for around 3 to 6 years old, but you can make it smaller or bigger, depending on the size that you want to make it. If you like the look of the hat and you want to make the matching dress, I'm gonna leave here the link and how to do the dress. And here is the list of material you're gonna need to make this cute little girl's hat. To make this little girl's hat, the yarn I'm gonna use, this one is the main color, and you can use any accent color that you have as long as you go with the main color. For mine, I'm going to use this one. And the main color is from Loops and Thread, Snuggly Wiggly Big. This is a very big ball of yarn. It's 297 grams, 100% acrylic. Double dots is the color, and is light 3. The accent color that I'm going to use for mine is from Loops and Thread Impeccable. It has 128 grams, 100% acrylic. The color is Arbor Rose and is medium 4. The crochet hook is 4 millimeters. You're going to need tapestry needle and scissors. To start, we're going to do a magic circle. We're going to chain 3. And these 3, we don't want to count them. That way, each time we do a seam, it will be straight. So we're going to do 12 double crochet on the magic circle. And you have to make sure that you're doing the 12 double crochet on top of these 2 strands of yarn. Otherwise, when you pull the tail, the magic circle don't want to work. So you have to do 12 double crochet. Here I pull the tail and I close the magic circle. Now I'm gonna count 1, 2, 3, chain, and then the one on the top, that is the one on top of the first double crochet, is like the 4th. Here we're gonna do the slip stitch. And like that we finish row number 1 and is perfect. So we're going to chain 3. We don't going to count those 3, and now in row number 2 we're going to do 24 double crochet. That is 2 double crochet on top of each double crochet. So here where we did the slip stitch, you have a little hole, and that one you're going to do 2 double crochet. Now on each top of each double crochet you're going to do 2. For a total of 24. Here I finished row number 2, and we're going to count 1, 2, 3, and in the top, and number 4, or the top of the first double crochet, you're going to do the slip stitch. And like that you finish row number 2. You're going to chain 3, and you don't going to count those chain 3, but in the same space where you did the slip stitch, you're going to do 1 double crochet. Now in the next one, 2 double crochet together, and in the next one, 1 and 2 in the next one. Like that you're going to continue 1 and 2 until you get to the end, where you're going to have 36 double crochet. Here I finished row number 3, and since we start with 1 double crochet, we have to finish with 2 together. Now we're going to do a slip stitch on top of the first double crochet, skipping those 3 chains, and do a slip stitch, chain 3. We don't going to count those chain 3. Now we're going to do 1 double crochet in the same space. Now we're going to do another double crochet in the next space, and 2 together in the next space. If you're doing this right, you'll do the 2 together exactly in the same space that you did the 2 together in the row before. So now is 1 and 2 double crochet separate, and 2 together. At the end of this row, you will have 48 double crochet. I wanted to mention, if you want this hat just a little bit bigger than mine, you just have to change your crochet hook to a 4.5. Here I'm going to finish row number 4 with a slip stitch and top of the first double crochet. And if you look at your piece, if you're doing exactly like mine, you don't going to see the seam of the union of the rows. So you're going to chain 3. In that same space, you're going to do 1 double crochet. Now you have to do 3 separate and 2 together. That counts as 1, 2, and 3. And remember, I didn't count the chain 3. Now 2 together. 1, 2, and 3 separate and 2 together. Like this, you're going to continue all the way around and you'll end with 60 double crochet. Here I'm going to finish this row with a slip stitch on top of the first double crochet. Going to chain 3. If you want this hat for a little baby, you can stop here with the increase and just do 1 double crochet on top of each double crochet. You will work with those 60 double crochet. But for me, I'm gonna continue with my increase, and in this row I'm gonna do 4 double crochet separate. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 2 together. Like I mentioned before, if you're doing this right, those 2 together will be in the center of the 2 together from the row before. So now 4 separate, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 together. And you're going to finish with 72 double crochet. Here I finished row number 6 with a slip stitch, and for me that's it. I don't gonna do any more increases. I wanted to mention that I'm using light 3 yarn, but if you're using a thinner yarn, this will be smaller. You'll have to do more increases. But if you're using a thicker yarn like a medium 4, if you done 72 double crochet, it will be quite big. So you have to play with the type of yarn and the size of hook that you're using for the size hat that you want to make. For example, if you're using a medium 4 yarn and you want to do this the same size of mine, you will stop when you have 60 double crochet, because it will be around the same size that I have right now with 72. So you have to play around with the yarn and hook. This one measures 16 centimeters or 6.5 inches. So for me this is perfect. Now for row number 7, I'm gonna chain 3, and again I don't gonna count those 3. And now I'm gonna do 1 double crochet on top of each double crochet. Something else that I wanted to mention for those beginners, sometime when they're doing a hat, they send me a message that the hat is not, what they're doing is not working because it's flat like this. They say they look like a tortilla, but as long as you're doing increases, it will be flat. Once that you start doing just 1 double crochet on top of each double crochet without any increase, the hat will take the shape at the head. So now I'm going to do 1 double crochet on top of each double crochet until I have the desired length that I want for mine, and I'll let you know how many rows I did and what to do next. Here I wanted to show you, once you stop increasing, your hat starts to take shape. This I already have done 2 rows without any increase. Here I finished with the desired length, and I did in total 13 rows. Now I'm going to chain 3, and I'm going to do 2 double crochet separate. That's 1 and 2 and 2 together. 1 and 2 separate and 2 together. Like this, you're going to continue all the way to the end. 2 separate and 2 together. Here I'm going to finish this row. Remember, I started with 2 separate and then I finished with 2 together. Now I'm going to do my slip stitch, chain 3. Now 3 separate and 2 together. 1, 2 and 3 and 2 together. And those 2 together are exactly in the center of the 2 together from the row before. Right there. 3 separate and 2 together. Like this, you're going to continue all the way to the end of this row. Here I finished this row with a slip stitch. I'm going to chain 1, cut the yarn, and loose the tail. And the hat will be like this. And now we're going to continue with the accent color. Now I have done my chain 1, cut the yarn, and now I'm going to loose the tail. And to loose the tail, I pass it through the chain 3. And here I will do a double knot. And I cut the yarn. Make sure that you do a very good double knot, because it's nothing worse than you give this away and after a couple of wash your piece starts to fall apart after all that work. So you have to make sure as you do the piece do a good job doing the piece, you have to do even a better job loosing the tail, because that's the part where can fall apart. Now we're going to do a ribbon of flowers to place here around the hat. I already did mine, just like this. Look how nice that look. And this is going to be placed around the hat like this. And we're going to sew that there. So I'm going to teach you now how to do this. The flower is worked in a long cord. So to start, we're going to grab the accent color and we're going to do a slip knot. And we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Yarn over. We're going to do to the third chain, and we're going to do a double crochet. And here we form the circle for the center of the flower. Now we're going to pass it through that circle there, wrapping the yarn around that double crochet like that, and we're going to do a single crochet. Now we're going to chain 2, yarn over, do a double crochet, but you don't going to finish, you have 2 loops, yarn over, another double crochet, you have 3 loops. Now you pass it through those 3 loops, chain 2, and do a single crochet inside the circle. And like that you finish your first petal. You always have to be pulling, that way you gather them tight. Now you're going to chain 2, yarn over again inside the circle, another double crochet, you don't finish, another double crochet, you have 3 loops, you pass it through those 3 loops, chain 2, and a single crochet inside the circle, and you finish your second petal. Again, 1, 2 chains, 1 double crochet, you have 2 loops, another double crochet, you have 3 loops, pass it through those 3 loops, chain 2, and do a single crochet, and like that you finish the third petal. Like that you're going to continue until you have 5 petals. And now I'm going to show you how you're going to finish the 5th petals and how to continue. Here I have my 3 loops. I'm going to pass it through, chain 2, and now I'm going to do a slip stitch in the first single crochet that I did in the beginning. And like that I finish my first flower. Like that. Now we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, because the next flower is attached to this one. Chain 4, now 2 more, 1, 2, yarn over, you're going to count 1, 2, and in the third chain you're going to do a double crochet. And again we start with a circle that we start the first one. Now we're going to go inside that circle, and around that double crochet we're going to do a single crochet. Chain 2, again, 1 double crochet, we'll have 2 loops, another double crochet without finishing, I have 3 loops, and now I pass it through those 3, chain 2, and a single crochet in the circle. And that's the first petal of the second flower. You have to make sure that you tie this, push it around, that way you get a space. Chain 2, again yarn over, a double crochet, you're not going to finish, you have 2 loops, yarn over, another double crochet, you have 3 loops, you pass it through those 3 loops, chain 2, single crochet, and you have the second petal, like that. Again, you move them around. Now you chain 2, yarn over, you do a double crochet, you have 2 loops. Now this chain 3 that we have left here gonna be the next double crochet that we need. So you're gonna go to the third chain, you're gonna pass your hook through, you're gonna pass the yarn over the hook like this, and you're gonna pull with the hook your yarn through that chain space and the 2 loops, and like that you finish your other petal. You're gonna chain 2, you're gonna come here and do your single crochet like that. That was the third petal. Again you chain 2, and now you go to do your 4th petal and the 5th. Once you finish the 5th, I'm going to show you one more time how to do this. And like that, you're going to continue working with your flowers until you have the desired length that you want for around your hat. For mine, I needed 12 flowers. Here, I'm going to finish my 5th petal, chain 2, do the slip stitch in the first single crochet, now we're going to chain 6, 4 and 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 more, in total is 6, yarn over, you're going to count 1, 2, and in the third one you do your double crochet. Again, you're going to do your single crochet, wrapping around that double crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet, you have 2 loops, you don't finish those double crochet, another double crochet, you have 3 loops, you're going to finish those 3 loops, chain 2, and a single crochet in the circle, chain 2, make sure you move this around to give a space, and you're going to do another double crochet, you're not going to finish, another double crochet, pass it through, chain 2, and a single crochet, You move your work. Now you're gonna chain 2, and you're gonna do a double crochet. You have 2 loops, and now we're gonna use the chain 3 that we have left here as the next double crochet that we need. You're gonna go into the third. Make sure that it's not twisted, because if it's twisted you have to undo your work. To the top, third double crochet. Again, you pass your yarn on the top of the hook, and then with a little hook that we have here, we're gonna pass it through the chain space and the 2 loops, and like that you have your petal. Chain 2, and you do a single crochet. Again, chain 2, and you're gonna do a double crochet. You're not gonna finish. Another double crochet. You're gonna finish that petal in chain 2. You're gonna do a single crochet, chain 2, again a double crochet. You have 2 loops, another double crochet. You have 3 loops. You pass it through those 3 loops, chain 2, and a single crochet in the first, and a slip stitch in the first single crochet, like that. Again, you chain 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 2, 6 in total, and again you continue working like this. Once you have the desired length that you need for your hat, I will show you how to finish and how to make the circle. And for me, I did 12 of these flowers. When you finish with your 12 flowers, or the amount that you need for your girl's hat, we're gonna do a circle with them. This is the right side. You have to make sure that the right sides, all of them are facing the right sides, and then you flip them. This is the wrong side, and the wrong side of this one, and you have this one, the right side here, the 2 wrong sides facing each other. You're gonna come here, and between these 2 petals and a single crochet, you're gonna pass your yarn, do slip stitch, chain 1, cut the yarn long enough, because with this yarn we're gonna attach the flowers to the hat. So you're gonna cut the yarn, pull here, and pass it through, and then we're gonna start sewing the flowers here. Once you finish and you cut your yarn, attach your tapestry needle, and I'm gonna turn my hat around. This is the side where I have the seam, so it's in the back, and I'm gonna get the one with the seam here when I finish, and that will be for the back. And make sure that your flowers are not twisted, that all the right size is out, and you're gonna pass it through here, like this. Move them around, and it will be 6 in the back and 6 in the front. And make sure when you do this that you fold your hat in half, that you have this like this. You see where the flowers start, and here where you see, if it's there, because if you put a flower there, it will shrink the hat. You have to have that part in there. Now to sew this, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pass my needle with the yarn to the back, and through the inside I'm gonna sew this. This petal is at the same height as the last row of double crochet that I did with no more increases there, and then I have left those 2 rows of increases there. That's the one that will go like this. So I'm gonna do this off camera. I hope you know how to sew. So you bring your needle inside and sew it through the inside. That way you don't see any seams or anything. And then once I finish sewing, I will show you the end result. And try to sew through the inside. You see the petals there. Try to sew from this petal here and then to the next one, creating the seam through the inside, not through the outside. Well, here is the end result, and I just love this little girl's hat, and I hope you guys like it and give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel if you are not already a subscriber, and give it a try and send me some picture if you like. And if you make the hat and you want to make the dress that go in combination with this hat, I'm gonna leave a link in this video. Well, have a beautiful day. Bye.